Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Kuroko no Basket 2, episode 16. And this episode, I really like this episode. I think this was the best episode so far in the entire season, the entire second season. It starts off with Momoe explaining how to stop Kuroko. She pretty much says that, the harder you try to look at him and focus on him, the easier it is for him to use misdirection to get by you. So in order to beat him, you need to not look at him. And when you say that, you're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But instead of looking at him, he needs to look at his teammates. Because in order to use misdirection, he needs to coordinate with his teammates. And he always makes eye contact with the person he wants to coordinate with. So you look at him and you stop him right before he uses misdirection, which is when his eyes wander to whoever he wants to coordinate with. Then that's when you stop him before he has the chance to use misdirection. Okay, and Imayoshi is the person who's going to do this. According to Hanamiya, the dude is like, I don't know if you guys know the show Lie to Me. It used to be on Fox before it got canceled, even though it was a good show. People didn't watch it, which is stupid. But pretty much the main character in Lie to Me, he can tell whenever someone's lying by reading their facial expressions, little micro expressions, little sounds in their voice, how they wave and everything. He can tell whenever people's lying, and Imayoshi is like that. He can read people's expressions, read their actions, read their movements, and figure out what exactly it is they're thinking, and he can predict what it is they're going to do next. Okay? And also, according to Hanamiya, the dude is just well, not evil, but he likes doing what people hate. Alright, and that's kind of a theme in the series. Here at this point he makes a 3-pointer. Um, yeah, I Hugo Hugo tried to get those points back, but using a barrier jumper. But Momoe came up with a counter for that too. So their Toho's 3-point shooter manages to stop him. Um, Kagami ends up getting the ball, and Almine guards him, which I had actually, I'm not gonna lie, I had forgotten about Almine at this point because the focus was on other people, which is one of the reasons. Other, you know, Toho is my favorite team in the entire series. Okay, and that's because, with the exception of Seirin, because they're the main team with the main characters, so it should be obvious that they all get a lot of time to shine. But Toho is the team that has the most variety, and they have the most people who are good. Like with all the other teams, Shutoku, you have Midorima and Takao. Like, does anyone legitimately remember other people from that team? Like, like if you saw them, then you might be like, oh yeah, that guy. But like, I know there's this one guy who always like he's insane and he wants to block people and get no, he wants to get rebounds or something. But I can't remember what team the guy's on because all the other people on the other teams just blend together for me. Kaijo has Kisei and Kasamatsu. Yosen obviously has Tatsuya and Murasaki Bara. They all have two people, but all the other ones just blend together for me. But Toho is the only team where everybody is important, kind of. You obviously have Almine and Imayoshi, but thanks to Momoe, everyone becomes relevant in countering the other team. You got their 3-point shooter. You got that guy who doesn't like Almina, and he's always yelling at him, telling him to like stop doing things and get his act together. The only one that wasn't actually useful in the entire episode, or in the game itself, I mean, is that guy who was originally guarding Kuroko, and he's the one who didn't know what Momoe was talking about when she was saying like don't look at Kuroko. That guy, he ended up guarding Kuroko later on in the episode too, but yeah, he's the only one that's like not doing anything. So Toe's got like four good guys who are doing things, and that's why I like them the best. Plus, they don't need the Generation of Miracles guy to be good. Kaijo is literally nothing without Kisei. Shutoku is nothing without Midorima. Yosen, I don't even remember, to be honest. Tatsuya is pretty epic, so it's not like they need Murasaki Bara. But Tatsuya is pretty legit. Who else? What team am I? Oh, Rock. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Let me take that back. Actually, Rakusan is much better than Toho in that regard when it comes to everyone being skilled. Wow, I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, Rakusan, I shouldn't even include them because they're just an exception. They're so high up here that they're not even like in the screen. Like that. That's how high they are. They're so high up there that they shouldn't even be included in this comparison. They're just way out of anyone's league. So I'm starting off with Toho. All right. But yeah, that Toho, they're my favorite team in terms of like actually spreading the wealth and having everyone shine a little bit. Um, I don't even remember what I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Amine. He steals the ball from Kagami, and he scores. I mean, Hyuga tried to stop him. Kagami tried to stop him, but Almina like spun midair, like got around him and still scored. So that was pretty legit. And from there on, the gap in between their scores just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And Kasumatsu ends up pointing out that Kuroko's misdirection has stopped working. Because that guy I was telling you about before who was guarding Kuroko, he starts guarding him again. And this is when we get this short flashback of Teppei talking with Hyuga and saying that this is going to be his last tournament. After this, he's just done. All right, and because of that, Kuroko, he's going to go all out in order to win this tournament. All right, and that's part of the reason why he ends up doing what he ends up doing. All right, but it turns out, yeah, that Kuroko was doing that on purpose, making Misdirection run out. When we see Izuki, he uses the Vanishing Drive, like out of nowhere. He just disappears, and everyone's like, "Wait, what? How? Wait, what?" Like they had no clue what was going on. And it turns out that this is Kuroko's Misdirection Overflow. All right, it's when he uses Misdirection to make the other people look at himself rather than look away from him. Okay. And what that does, it pretty much gives the entire team misdirection. All right, that's exactly what it does. But because of that, as who pointed that out? Takao and Midorima, I think they pointed out that because of misdirection overflow, Seirin is never going to be able to beat Toho ever again because Kuroko's misdirection is never going to work against Toho ever again. So, like I was saying, Kuroko, he's willing to go all out for this tournament. Screw the future. This tournament is the one that matters because this is the only one that Teppei is going to be playing with them in. So, yeah. I mean, and one thing that shocked me is that I think it was Kagami who used it against Almine. Misdirection Overflow even works against Almine. So that's when you know it's working. Right? And, no, at this point, the momentum's clearly flowing towards Seirin, but Imayoshi takes a healthy three, a buzzer beater too, all right, and he makes it, and he's pretty much just trying to send a message saying that, great, you guys have misdirection overflow. Don't think that means you're beating us. We're still much better than you guys, okay? You're not going to catch up to us. You're not going to win. We are Toho. We are a force to be reckoned with, all right. And Hyuga does end up getting those points back after the quarter ends up starting, but the message is still there, all right? And once that quarter starts, we see Almine and the way he's acting, and he's just sitting. Yeah, oh man, I love that moment when Almine was just sitting on the bench and he just slowly gets up and starts walking towards the court. It's very clear that he was going to do something crazy, all right? And according to Momo, he returned to his former self a little bit. So he's about to do something epic. Really epic. And in the preview, we hear someone talk about how he's in the zone now, which I know what that means. If you are an anime-only watcher, being in the zone is not exactly a new phrase that Kuroko's basketball invented. Like, people always say that. When you just can't miss, they'll just say, oh man, they're in the zone. But I mean, it's kind of different in Kuroko, though. I won't spoil anything, but you'll just watch next episode and find out. But yeah, that's really it for the episode, and I really like this episode. Best one of the season so far for Kuroko's basketball. I mean, not the entire anime season with all the different anime that's going on. Hunter x Hunter. That's all I got to say. But as far as the rank for this episode, I thought it was a great episode. I thought it was a great episode. Maybe even better than that. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Why not? 9.5. Okay. Misdirection, Overflow, Almine, Imayoshi, Momoy. I thought this episode was great. Great plus. All right. So I'll give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah. That's it. Next week. This is probably my, I don't know. This is my favorite game of the series, of the entire series. It's definitely up there. Toho versus Kaijo is up there too. That Toho versus Seirin. This time, I mean, because it's a competitive match. I mean, you already know what's going to happen if you watch the opening, but still, you know, it kind of ruins it a little bit. But oh no, not well. Let me just stop. All right, yeah, that's it, you guys. One of my favorite matches of the series, and it's clearly showing why. It's awesome. But yeah, that's it. This episode gets a 9.5 out of 10. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.